Having worked for the late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks for 86,400 hours, this is what I learned. On the 7th of November 2020, the 20th of Cheshvan 5781, the former Chief Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks passed away. For almost 10 years, I had the immense privilege and blessing of working closely alongside Rabbi Sacks. It was the privilege of a lifetime, something that will never ever be replicated during my life. He was a very, very special man. We spoke about upcoming meetings together. We travelled around the world together. Wherever he went, I went with him. He was one of the hardest workers and biggest brains I've ever met. He wrote articles, he did broadcasts on the radio, he made TV programs. He wrote 37 books during his life. He got 18 honorary doctorates in his life on top of the PhD that he got as a student. Every phone call with him was an opportunity for me to learn from his wisdom, from his Jewish knowledge, from his secular knowledge. But in my opinion, that's not what made him great. Working with him day by day gave me a very different perspective on who he was as a person. You see, besides being a brain box, he was a mensch. When people asked to meet him, he would sit with them. When people sent him questions, he would answer them. But the thing for me that spoke volumes about him as a person was he started every conversation in the same way. He asked a question: how are you? And when people were facing challenges in their life, he would always ask them, how are you doing? I knew that in a very personal way. When my wife was pregnant with our third child, we knew that there were complications with the pregnancy. I was so close to Rabbi Sacks that I felt that I couldn't but tell him. Without asking, he gave me a hug. He told me it would be okay. Fairly soon after the child was born, he was in intensive care for 2 weeks in Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. And every day, multiple times a day, my phone would go, and it would be Rabbi Sacks, asking the same question every time. How are you? How's the baby? How's your wife? The greatness of Rabbi Sacks was that he didn't just care about ideas and give the world teachings and books and articles and speeches that we can learn from each and every day. The greatness of Rabbi Sacks was he cared about people. He cared about me. He cared about every single person that he met. Greatness isn't about what's on the outside. It's about what's on the inside. Be great. Be a giver. But above all else, be a mensch.